Try to imagine you're 9 years old, wide-eyed, full of wonder, stepping onto a movie set for the first time. You've landed the coolest job in the world, acting alongside the biggest stars in the industry. At such a young age, you feel like the luckiest person alive, destined for a long and fruitful career in Hollywood. But fast forward 20 years and here you are, working as something entirely unexpected, a teacher, a lawyer, or a barista. This is the reality for many child stars who, despite early success, find themselves navigating the complexities of adulthood and the pursuit of fulfillment beyond the glitz and glamour of Tinseltown. In this video, we're going to take a look at 10 child stars who have traded the spotlight for normal jobs. Remember That's So Raven?
You know, hallways are such funny things, sometimes so full of life, and other times, well, so lonely.
After she left the show, Annalise Vanderpool tried her hand at Broadway and landed a few smaller TV gigs. To make ends meet in New York, she worked in restaurants, where the recognition from fans was tough to handle. She shared on her podcast how awkward it felt when people recognized her. Once, she even served Ashley Tisdale, her fellow Disney Channel star, who seemed uncomfortable seeing her.
I worked in New York at several restaurants. The disappointment, the look, the drop of faces when they'd recognize me was truly gut-wrenching. It's almost like I had to say, I'm okay. I'm actually really happy that I don't have to audition and that I'm doing something that I know I'm good at. I know when I clean a table or bring a meal that I can do that.
Yeah.
And there won't be any mistakes. I won't be judged. Essentially, I kind of was judged, but
Despite the challenges, Vanderpool felt proud of her multitasking skills. In 2017, she returned to the Disney Channel, reprising her role as Chelsea Daniels in Raven's Home.
That is so sweet.
Remember Mean Girls?
What's up?
After 6 years of auditioning for the lead role in Life of Pi without success, Rajiv Surendra, known for his role in Mean Girls, decided to make a major change.
So I was kind of crushed when I found out that someone else was cast. So I actually ended up running away from home. I moved to Munich and I became a nanny for 2 little kids.
He moved to Munich and worked as an au pair for a year, living with a host family and assisting with childcare and household duties. Upon returning to Canada, he ventured into entrepreneurship, starting his own small business specializing in calligraphy. This endeavor eventually led him to relocate to New York City. Alongside his calligraphy work, he pursued a pottery apprenticeship, exploring his creative interests. In late 2022, Surendra launched his YouTube channel where he shares DIY, home improvement, and lifestyle content. Remember Boy Meets World?
Topanga? Give me your hand.
Several years after the show ended, Danielle Fishel, who played Topanga on the show, took a different path, enrolling at California State University, Fullerton. Interestingly, her journey to a job at Bloomingdale's started when she was spotted wrapping a wedding gift she'd purchased from a former co-star. On the podcast Pod Meets World, Fishel recounted how she took matters into her own hands when the cashier closed the register due to slow business, offering to wrap the gift herself.
You have other interests that are like, I worked at Bloomingdale's in the gift wrapping department.
Yeah. You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know that? I did.
I liked to wrap presents.
Right.
And I was, that's a crazy story.
Did you ever get recognized?
All the time. All the time. But
And you didn't lie? You said...
No, I lied.
Impressed by her skills, the manager offered her a job on the spot, and she ended up staying longer than planned due to her knack for customer service. While in college, Fishel also worked as a math tutor, where she met her first husband, Tim Belusco. Despite her busy schedule, she continued to pursue acting, notably reprising her beloved role in Girl Meets World. Remember Blossom?
What?
Mayim Bialik, known for her role on Blossom, maintained a presence in the acting world and also pursued her academia. She successfully balanced her career with academics, eventually earning a PhD in neuroscience from UCLA. Bialik taught neuroscience for 5 years before returning to acting full-time. In an interview on Popcorn with Peter Travers, Bialik revealed that her return to acting was motivated by practical concerns, including the need for health insurance.
My thesis was psychoneuroendocrinology. I studied obsessive-compulsive disorder in Prader-Willi syndrome and had an infant and a toddler by the time I finished grad school and defended my thesis, and was running out of health insurance. So I went back to acting just to try and get a couple jobs.
She explained, "The true story is I was running out of health insurance and I figured if I could just get a couple of acting jobs here and there, and if it's enough to get your Screen Actors Guild AFTRA, we would at least have insurance." Her career took a significant turn when her recurring role in season 3 of The Big Bang Theory transitioned into a regular role in season 4. Remember Problem Child?
The face of an angel.
It's the devil.
I hope you guys are insured.
Michael Oliver's claim to fame began with a Chevron commercial, which caught the attention of casting directors and led to his breakthrough role as the titular character in the 1990 film Problem Child. Portraying the mischievous Junior Healy, Oliver's performance was a hit, making him both a familiar and formidable presence on the screen. He reprised his role in the sequel the following year and made occasional appearances in Forrest Gump and Drexel's Class. However, his time in the spotlight was cut short due to a legal dispute between his mother, who served as his manager, and Universal Pictures over his salary for Problem Child 2. Following the dispute, Oliver largely disappeared, opting for a quieter life. He transitioned to a 9-to-5 job in tech support, finding fulfillment in solving problems rather than causing them. Remember The Shining?
Tony, I'm scared.
At just 6 years old, Danny Lloyd made his acting debut in what he thought was a typical family drama, only to discover he was cast as Danny Torrance in Stanley Kubrick's legendary horror film The Shining, based on the Stephen King novel. Despite his young age, Lloyd's performance earned praise alongside his seasoned co-stars Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall. However, after appearing in a TV movie about Watergate, Lloyd chose to step away from acting and pursue a quieter coming of age. Since 2004, he has led a career as a biology professor in Kentucky, preferring to keep his claim to fame from The Shining under wraps in the classroom. Nonetheless, he remains appreciative of the fans of the iconic film and even made a cameo appearance in the sequel, Dr. Sleep. Remember Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
How did you like the Chocolate Factory, Charlie?
I think it's the most wonderful place in the whole world.
Discovered from a children's theater in Cleveland, Peter Ostrom landed the coveted role of Charlie Bucket in the 1971 film. Ostrom's genuine sense of wonder captivated audiences, complementing Gene Wilder's iconic performance as Willy Wonka. Despite becoming an overnight sensation at just 13, Ostrom had different aspirations.
That was the only film I ever made. My life went in a different direction. I'm a veterinarian. And totally different career.
Inspired by his family's purchase of a horse, he developed a passion for veterinary work, and after earning his doctorate from Cornell, he became a highly respected vet and dairy consultant in New York, balancing his fulfilling career with occasional returns to the spotlight to reminisce about his brief but memorable acting stint. Remember Lizzie McGuire?
Ethan, your hair, it's amazing.
Yeah, it kind of glows. I thank you, Mr. and Mrs. McGee.
In 2001, Clayton Snyder landed his breakthrough role as Ethan Kraft, the crush of Lizzie McGuire, on the Disney Channel series starring Hilary Duff. Snyder portrayed the character throughout both seasons of the show and in the 2003 movie adaptation. Despite a temporary hiatus from the industry, he continued acting into the 2010s, with his most recent role being in the 2021 TV movie The Maltese Holiday. Although the highly anticipated reboot of Lizzie McGuire was ultimately shelved, there were plans for Ethan's character to make an appearance. These days, Snyder has transitioned into a career in real estate, as evidenced by his Instagram profile where he shares glimpses of his life as an agent in California. Remember Home Improvement?
Dear Mark, thank you for your 25 letters. You're my biggest fan.
Does he say anything else?
During the 90s, audiences witnessed Taran Noah Smith's journey from child to young adult as he portrayed Mark Taylor, the youngest son on the hit sitcom. Despite his early success in acting, Smith realized that it wasn't his true calling and eagerly embraced the opportunity to chart his own path in life. Transitioning away from entertainment, Smith pursued entrepreneurship, establishing ventures such as the vegan cheese brand Playfood. And in a daring move towards a new career horizon, Smith joined SpaceX in mid-2022 as an integration technician, demonstrating his versatility and willingness to explore diverse fields. Remember Matilda?
Like you
Mara Wilson gained fame as the endearing daughter in Mrs. Doubtfire and Miracle on 34th Street. However, it was her portrayal of the magical Matilda that truly endeared her to 90s kids. Despite her early success, personal tragedy struck with the death of her mother in 1996, leaving her longing for a simpler life. Today, Wilson is a writer, and she's released her memoir, Where Am I Now? Additionally, she lends her voice to various projects, including audiobooks and the fictional podcast Welcome to Night Vale. And that's a wrap. From serving up lattes to slinging vegan cheese, these once-child actors show us that life after fame can sometimes be more fulfilling than any career in Hollywood.